Winners of their last 9, the Knicks have risen to the top of the East as they've come together as a cohesive unit. Their first victim of the week was the Milwaukee Bucks. The Knicks super center was as usual dominating self as he tallied an impressive 35 points.
Starks for Ewing.
But what really buried Milwaukee was the resounding play of off-season acquisition Charles Smith, who's starting to come alive.
Rebound Smith. Charles Smith with the slam.
My transition, it was tough. It was tough getting to the point where I'm at now. I just try to keep it going.
The Knicks kept their streak going in Cleveland as Smith had another solid outing. And of course, there was Patrick Ewing, who had his typical MVP-type performance.
Boy, Ewing is something else. 25 for Patrick Ewing.
You know, I've always said that I thought he was, you know, the best center in the league, and that's up to debate. But, you know, I see him work every day, see him play every day.
Behind Ewing, the Knicks blew out the Cavs by 20, snapping an 11-game losing streak in Cleveland. Back home, John Starks would saddle the Spurs in front of a sellout crowd as the Knicks gun for their 13th straight home win.
Starks from downtown.
New York was strutting their stuff as they blew out San Antonio by 19.
You know, you feel great when you win. It's always that way, and especially the way we're winning. We're playing good teams now, Cleveland, San Antonio. The ball movement has been tremendous. Everyone's involved, everyone's happy, and that's nice.
We check out a Milwaukee Buck who's on the rise. After spending a disappointing rookie season in Utah backing up all-star point guard John Stockton, Eric Murdoch was dealt to Milwaukee, where he was given a chance to display his skills. Confidently taking the reins of the young Bucks, he's made the most of his opportunity.
Dribble right, Murdoch all the way, puts it. Murdoch stepping up, laying floater, and the Bucks.
Eric's developed quicker than any point guard I've ever seen. He's got room for improvement, but he's a smart kid. He works hard, and so therefore he's going to get better.
And I thought it was going to be a bigger adjustment than it really was, but you know, I was put in a situation where, you know, I had to do things if we were going to be a better team. If we were going to be a good team, you know, you had to do more than you're actually capable of. And, you know, that's something I try to do every night, just come out and play as hard as I can. I knew things would fall into place if I got the opportunity to play. I knew, you know, I could play in this league. It was just that the opportunity was not there.
Averaging almost 15 points and 8 assists per game, Eric Murdoch has done more than prove he can play in the NBA. He has shown that he can excel, and the entire league is taking notice.
Murdoch. Oh, what a tough move. And a pleasant surprise.
Coming up next, the Shaq. And now, a 21-year-old phenom known simply as the Shaq is holding court.
Friends, you're watching a 7-1, 295 with agility, mobility, and hostility.
Well, he's the monster of the Midway, and will continue to be so and just get better and better.
But could Wilt do that? A serious slam. Man, he went upstairs all the way for that one.
I consider myself a new breed, and I'm 7 foot 300 pounds, but I'm able to run the floor. I'm just blessed.
O'Neal runs the floor, takes it all the way. O'Neal, lob from Skiles.
In just his first season,
Oh, what a dunk!
Shaq is serving notice that for him, there's just one way to play the game.
I was taught when you go out there, you gotta have the killer attitude. The ball is yours, the paint is yours, the court is yours. And I'm an intimidator, like to block shots, like to dunk, like to talk trash.
I mean, he is a destroyer in there.
And now you've got a guy who's in the league who's roughly 20, 21 years old, who has force like the Terminator. And I think he's going to be a major attraction around the league, both as a basketball player and as a personality.
Instant fame and fortune notwithstanding, it's easy to forget that Shaquille is still just 21 years old, living a fantasy life.
As a kid, I always dreamed about being in the NBA. And, you know, now that I'm here, I'm just, you know, having fun.
Ping, ping, ping. Baseline fade away like Bernard King.
But perhaps the raw power and incredible potential of this amazing rookie can best be summed up in one moment.
I
think I was in the right place at the right time. I'm 300 pounds plus 1,000 pounds of my own force. The ball came off the rim, I dunked on it, and then when I let it go, popped it out of place.
Now that is the more modern way of trying to make your mark on the game.
As the first rookie since Michael Jordan to be voted a starter in the All-Star game, Shaq is already being groomed as the league's heir apparent.
There's always a changing of the guards, and Shaquille being in his first year has simply captured the imagination of the whole NBA. But he, like all players, will continue to learn and to improve and get better.
Despite lofty comparisons to big men of the past and the big three of the present, O'Neal promises to maintain an identity of his own.
When I was young, I would emulate my game after those three guys, plus add a little of my own razzmatazz to become me, Shaq.
And now, in our inside look, we examine an often overlooked aspect of the game. But for a precious few, it's an unshakable passion.
Defense! 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 All we gotta do is defend there. We defend and then we win the game.
Get up and start defending. It's scoring too easy.
A big-time block by the mailman.
When you block a guy's shot, it's just like dunking in his face. You just disrespected him.
Barcelona slides by Jamerson, swatted down by Olajuwon on the way up. Oh, what a play by Akeem.
You'd be so surprised how many times you make people change their shot, or they just see you under the basket, change their mind. When you rebound, you block shots, you intimidate. So the defense is the key to winning.
They have to throw it in. This big back door is wide open. Oh, what a play by Edwards. Oh, I got to see that again.
I like playing defense. I like doing things hard. I like to work. Work.
A rebounding battle that goes all the way to the Detroit bench, and Rodman sails into the seats. He could be hurt. Ewing over and rejected by Dennis Rodman.
The relentless Dennis Rodman embodied the Pistons' defensive philosophy of shared responsibility that was the driving force behind their back-to-back championships.
Defense is an interesting phrase. What it is, it's a constant selling job. It's a belief by the players that that's the way to win. I think guys, once you sell them on it, it's a macho way to go. It's very frustrating to other teams.
The hard-nosed Pistons set the standard for defense. And now the legacy is being passed on to the league's stingiest team, the New York Knicks.
You know, I think, you know, a lot has been made about defensive basketball since the Detroit Pistons won a couple of championships. You know, Chuck Daly brought defense to another level, into an art form. Defensively, in the last 3 or 4 years, all teams have picked it up to a certain degree, and we know right now in our minds that it's simply the most important concept of our whole philosophy.
Lee Mayberry.
Defensively on the perimeter. Mayberry finds his way through everything.
Hey, check out this spot who's just in the nick of time.
There's a 3-on-1 at the buzzer. Oh, it's good. Spud for 3, banks it in.
You want a remedy for Philly's ills? Well, try a spoonful of this.
There's Hornacek. McClain back. Witherspoon. Oh! Hornacek dropped it off and Spoon dunked it.
If you ask Larry Johnson, he'll tell you he had it planned this way the whole time.
Well, went down somehow, some way, and Larry saying hello to the folks in the front row.
For number 6, whoever says Showtime is dead should check out LA's Vlade Divac.
Puts it behind it, back slam, dunk.
Oh, you got to love that one. You just have to love that one.
If you don't Utah's dynamic duo is at it again.
Inside of the mailman, another great feed, hammer dunk, power below from John Stockton, picking them apart.
At number 4, Shaq says destroy. I'll catch it somehow.
O'Neal with the left hand off balance. And even Shaquille was impressed with that one. Oh, my.
He is worth the price of admission.
You also might pay a pretty penny to watch Drazen dazzle the home crowd.
Showtime for Petro. We haven't seen that one, I don't think, this.
Oh, how about some tasty teamwork at number 2, thanks to the Hornets.
Newman, the touch pass to Alonzo Mourning.
That was beautiful. Excellent teamwork between 3 teammates.
And for our number 1 play, how's this for a dream crusher?
Shaq for 2 over Elijah Wan. Oh, baby.
Right now,